yesterday to pull a few cards here, and I saw a lot of buck sign that was not here the last time that I put these cameras out. So I decided that I'd pull a stand down last night and come and hang it up here, which is what I did. And I originally was gonna wait. This rain's kind of slowing down right now. It's about 3 o'clock right now, but I was gonna wait and come out once the rain kind of stopped so I didn't get all wet. But I decided it'd probably be better just to get out here while it was still raining and try to get things set up so right when it stops I can be ready for action. And I'm standing up here. My bow was on the string down on the ground. Hadn't got anything set up in the tree yet up top here, and I had the big 9, one of the big shooters that's in here, come through, and he was right out towards the field right here. Where he was at, I just couldn't sneak a shot right there, and I had to pull my bow up as fast as I could. And on the way of pulling the bow up, I hit the bottom of my stand, which kind of put him on the alert. And I don't think he was directly downwind of me, but he might just caught a slight whiff of me too. And with everything combined, me just not being ready to go and full stealth mode, he caught on that something was going on, and he turned around and went back the other direction. So unfortunately I couldn't seal the deal with him, and I couldn't get any video of him, but I do have some pretty good trail camera videos and a couple pictures of him, I think, so I can throw some of those up right now and show you guys the one that I'm talking about. But he's a really solid buck. I'm hoping that that's not the last time we run into him, unless we shoot another big one here before we get a chance at him. So I feel really good about tonight. That's already a good sign that they're up and they're moving. They're covering some ground right now. I got a buck coming out right to the left, so I'm gonna go, but I think it's gonna happen tonight.
Bah.
I feel good about this one. It's after last week, I unfortunately made a bad shot on a really nice buck over on another property, and it was one of the worst feelings when you mess up on an easy shot and a good buck and you wound a deer. But I'm pretty confident that I did my job on this one. And the biggest thing is that when this stuff kind of stuff happens and you have these downs, you got to learn from it. And I know after last week, I almost had that thought that I just didn't even want to do it anymore, because after you don't have success so many times and then have something like that happen, it not only makes you feel bad about feel bad for the animal, but it just makes you second guess why you're even doing it. But man, last night, one of the best hunts I've ever had in the woods, just bucks all over the place. So I came back hoping that a little bit better caliber buck would walk by today, and sure enough, like I said, it's not a 200 by any means, but man, am I happy with him. I've been humbled by deer a lot the last couple of years, and the one thing that I'm gonna say is that you can't get too ahead of yourself and get too confident and think that you know everything about these deer, because they're gonna quickly let you know that you don't. So this is just a huge confidence boost. It's one that I needed for sure, and man, just so thankful for a beautiful morning like this in the woods and such amazing animals. There's nothing like having a big old buck just charging right at you like that one did there. That's as good as it gets, and pretty sure I got it on both cameras. So it's just amazing. Gonna climb down here and we'll come back and go look for him here in a little bit. Got settled down a little bit. I'm out of the tree, but just a little rundown of what just happened. Like I said, everything happened really fast. I seen a set of antlers moving through the brush way back through the woods. So I went for the rattling antlers. It looked like it was a pretty nice buck. And then I actually had a young 8-pointer that came just barreling through, and right behind him was this bigger buck. So he was on a dead sprint. That 8-pointer ran right past me at about 10 yards. So I knew the shooting lane where this one was going to run through if he went on the same path. So I set the camera up, just flipped it open and hit record, pointed it, and I looked down to put my release on the string, and I could see him out of my peripherals just coming into the shooting lane. So I stopped him, pulled back, and had a chip shot at 10 yards. And like I said, with the mishap last week, making a bad shot on a deer, I definitely rushed the shot last week, and that's one of the things I took away from it, was that I just needed to slow down. So I stopped him, pulled back. He wasn't going anywhere. I just took that extra second or two to make sure that I put a good shot on him, and sure enough, I hit him right behind the shoulder, perfectly broadside. So it looked like it was probably a double lung shot, and he ran about 30 yards, started flickering his tail, and slowed down quite a bit. So I'm hoping he didn't make it a whole lot further than that, and actually have another stand right where he went to. And there's a side-by-side trail that goes right by that stand. So if he did die somewhere in there, it'll be a nice easy drag for us too. Won't have to drag him too far. But yeah, it's just a prime example of how everything can change just like that. And you know, it's a testament to why you just don't give up when you're hunting in Iowa, especially in November. It can happen so fast, you know, just like that. A couple bucks come just screaming through at 10 yards, and that's all it takes to get it done. So I'm gonna go back and shed a couple layers, meet up with Caitlin, and see if anyone else is gonna come back here to help out with it. But yeah, I'll keep you updated when we go back. Probably give it another hour or so just to be safe. If he's dead, he's gonna be dead when we go back there. It's not raining anymore or anything like that. So okay guys, so we just got back out here. We drove the side-by-side back, and I marked last blood and found part of the arrow. So we're gonna go back to that. I'll show you guys that. It looked like pretty good blood, and then the arrow actually broke in half. I found the back half. So I'll show that to you guys when we get over there, and then we'll start tracking it. And hopefully he didn't go far. I don't think he did. It Looked like he was smoked, but we'll find out. Okay, so this is about 50 yards from my stand right here, and this is the last, kind of where I last seen him. He walked into the brush here and kept walking that way, and I just really couldn't see him from up in the tree, but there's a bunch of really good blood right here, and then I stuck my arrow right in this tree. There's some more blood, a little bit more blood right here off to the side too. Yeah, it just kind of keeps going that way, but my arrow's right here. There's one speck of blood right there on that white, and then the tip right before it broke off has a little bit of blood on it too, but it looks like there's some really good blood, so we're going to start tracking here, and I'm going to be ready just in case he is still alive, but I doubt it. I'm sure I made a good shot on him and he shouldn't be too much further, but let's get tracking.
Here's some. A lot. Oh my gosh, a lot.
Oh yeah, you see all the bubbles in that? So here, right here, show this. All those bubbles, that's a lung shot right there. All that blood right there is just covered in bubbles. That's what you love to see. Oh yeah, it's everywhere here, man. Definitely a lung right there. A bunch of blood there, a whole bunch right there. Just tons of bubbles in all this blood. Man, the way that he's bleeding out, he could have gone that far. It looks like right here he was almost like crashing. The leaves are all torn up and stuff. There's my stand right there. That's yeah, I figured that's about. Oh my god, I think that's him right there. Yeah, he's laying right there. He's laying right there. I can see his antlers sticking up. You see him right there?
Yep.
Oh my god. Look at this, guys. My other stand is right here. He died 15 yards away from my other stand. That's wild. Oh yeah, he's piled up. He didn't even go more than 150 yards from him. Oh man, look at that. It's a mass. It's a brow pine. Holy smoke. Look at this thing right here, guys. I'm sorry about all the blood, but check this thing out. Oh, look at that deer. What a stud. What an absolute stud. Looks like he broke this one off here, but he would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with that big blade out there. But that is a freaking stud right there. Oh my gosh. It happened so fast too. Literally just like that, and that's why you gotta love November hunting in Iowa. Man, what a stud. Alright guys, we got the deer, we found him. I figured I made a pretty good shot on him, but you just never know, and like I said when I was on the way back a little bit ago, if he's already dead, he's not going anywhere, so it doesn't hurt just to give him a little bit of extra time. I'm sure he probably died almost instantly. He didn't make it very far, and you guys can see there's blood all over the place, bubbles in it, so I definitely gave him the old double lung. But you know, I couldn't be more excited. I kind of just sat here for a little bit, and I just really couldn't get my head straight, because it's been a couple years since I shot a good buck, and this year I'm not really sure I know what buck it is still, but he seemed like he was a mature buck when he was coming in. I obviously got a beautiful rack on him, but he was chasing the younger buck, so I'd have to say for sure he's at least a 4-year-old, if not, 5, maybe 6, but nice size, good size body on him, and great big swollen up neck. You can kind of smell that rut smell coming off of him. But yeah, it's just a beautiful thing whenever you can cross paths with a whitetail like this, and couldn't be happier to get it done, finally wrap another bow tag around a buck. And there's a lot of highs and lows when it comes to bow hunting, but it's always good to experience some of these highs. You just got to keep at it. You got to keep grinding, and you'll find yourself sitting behind a nice deer sooner or later. So I'm freaking stoked about it. We're gonna go take care of this thing, get some more pictures probably of him, and get to the best part, cutting up his back straps and eating him for supper. So absolutely stoked. Glad to keep the ball rolling here for the Grind Season Outdoors team in 2022. Awesome.